Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Gospel of Two Wheels, where the coffee's hot, the bikes are in pieces, and your comments are thankfully ridiculous. It is rad to see. We got James 5280 James coming in, um, fellow dirt muppets. I like that. We got Brat Big Lunch coming in. Who's the Islander? My dad Koibe. Hi, Dad. Love you. I'm sure my mom will be here, and when she does get here, everybody who's watching better say hi. Sorry I did not announce this one earlier, so it might take a little bit for people to filter in here. That's why I started it a little bit early. It is another drop dead gorgeous day on the western slope of Colorado, guys. Absolutely freaking beautiful. Tonight we are going to be riding Dry Creek. I haven't announced that on the Facebooks yet, but I will be. So yeah, we're going to ride Dry Creek tonight. It's going to be a short one because of the short days. There's my mom, the Meemaw 48. Her name is Suzanne. You all better say hello to her and hi. She also would appreciate if you give this thing a thumbs up. If you don't do those things, she's coming after you. Bruce, what's happening, my man? Moto Creek Chris coming in 28 degrees. Yeah, it's chilly here. I'm not sure what it is. Let's just see. And what's up, Kenneth Keller? Let's see what the temperature is outside. Hold on, where's my? I don't even know. I don't know where my weather app went. There we go. 31, so relatively chilly, but it's gonna be 60s, dude. It's seriously, we have the ridiculous run of weather. It's gonna be so nice for the next week or so. Dave Brayman, what is up, my man? How are you doing? How you feeling? Um, let's see. And it's weird. Everybody, it's showing your YouTube handle at this or at that. So I'm not sure why that changed. It used to show people's names. I don't know what the heck's going on here. Probably Ecamm Live, which is the software I use. Who knows? But yes, I like the fact you guys are saying hi to my mom. Good job. Good job. Let's see. Jason Roberts, good morning. Got a new dirt bike at the house. Got an 89 CR500. Nice, dude. Sick. Todd Colvin, what's happening? 21 in Crystal Butte. You coming to pick up your shock today, or are you coming later this week? I'm excited for you to try that sucker out. It's gonna be awesome. And when I say your name, it's gonna be weird. I mean, unless I know your handle. But so YOF307. Good morning. What's happening? Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about dirt bikes. Whatever you guys want to talk about. No agenda today. We can talk about anything and everything. There's a Beta 480. There's a KTM. By the way, the blown up picture on Facebook was this KTM. It's an 09 250 XCFW or XCWF or whatever. EXC. Yeah, blown right up. Cam chain skipped. All went to hell in a handbasket. Let's see. My mom said had a hard time getting in. Oh, to the live. Oh yeah, because I didn't announce it. Sorry. I didn't announce it early. Sometimes I forget. The last few times I've forgotten. So yeah, whatever your questions are, shoot them out here. And who's 41 in Vancouver? That's a nice morning. 41's nice. I would imagine it's relatively moderate weather. I'm sure it gets nasty up there on Vancouver Island, but since you're so close to the ocean, it's got to stay sort of kind of normal-ish. I don't know. Wow, my mom says 27 degrees in Oklahoma City that morning. That's crazy. Moto Creek says that Weeby race looked like a blast. It was a blast. And by the way, quick thing, massive thank you to all the members of the channel. We've had a few new members join. Thank you so much if you're watching. I really, really appreciate that. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel financially at a small amount a month, that is a way to do it. There's a join button somewhere on here. You can hit that. Obviously, whatever. I'm going to keep making videos no matter what. They're always going to be free, but the members do get early access to that, and we will be doing a members only ride coming up this winter. I got to figure out when it's going to be, but I think we are going to do we are going to do the mile markers area in Arizona. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a ton of fun there. If you haven't ridden there, it's really, really cool. yeah, it's an awesome place to ride. Every skill level from super super easy to super super hard. Lots of exploring to do, all kinds of things. So that's going to happen this winter. I got to figure out. I got to talk to my whiff and see what works for her and all that. So because I'd like for her to come and hang out. Dirt Serpent, what's happening, man? Yes, good idea. It says sorry I'm late. Hi mom, don't beat me up for being late. Yeah, you're lucky. I think she's feeling pretty nice. Um, oh, here we go. Great question here. Who's the Islander? If you were to drill a moose for hard-ish enduro, how many holes would you drill? That's a good question. Um, and I guess so. I don't know the number because I've never counted, but what I would do for hard, and it depends on the moose. There's lots of factors here, but in general, if we're talking about, let's just say, actually, shoot me what moose? What moose are you running? Is it a nitro? Because they change, right? They're nitro mooses. The plushy is one squishy factor density. Then they've got the the platinum, which is the normal. That's going away, by the way, just so you know. I think the platinum moose is going away from. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but it's going away because there's a new product coming that will be out. Not just the Pro Link 360, but anyway, there's other foam things coming from New Tech. So Hoos has got a Michelin. Michelin's are really, really good mooses, especially for hard enduro. They have a better feel than the Platinum Nitro moose by a lot, I think. So if I'm doing a Michelin, again, I don't know the number, but what I do is it all depends on the size hole. But I don't have my. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to dig it out. But if you're looking at, let's just call it a 1-inch hole. So if you're dealing with 1-inch holes, I space them out about that far, about 3 to 4 inches all the way around. As if I'm doing hard-ish enduro. If you're doing truly hard enduro, you'll go more. Also, if you guys have watched a lot of the like Billy Bolt's vlogs and maybe Johnny's. Anyway, some of those guys, they show those guys cutting their moose with a bread knife. They do it. They take the top. So if this is a moose, let's just whatever. They take the top layer off and flatten that. And that is what is so cool about the ProLock 360, which I've been told, now this is the second year in a row, I'm not kidding, that they're supposed to be out before the end of the year. We'll see. Although I think they're much closer now than they were before. That's the cool thing about that system is that since it pushes hard up against the sidewalls, like the bead, it slams that bead and seals that bead all the way around, super, super tight. That effectively stiffens that sidewall, right? Because it's pushed out tight against it. And then when you let the air out of it, and like I'm running 0 psi, I did at the race in Aztec, the top can flex. And that's what all those hard enduro guys are doing, is getting that top crown to flex and get flat without wallowing. And that is what makes that ProLock so good in the really, really hard stuff. So yeah, I hope who said that helps. I don't know. That wasn't great, but like I said, I'd space them out. If they're inch holes, I'd space them out 3 to 4 inches and then go all the way around. Is there an aftermarket chain guide that will allow a 53 tooth rear sprocket on a 25? Oh boy. So Bailey Mountain, the key to that is not going to be the chain guide so much as it's going to be the chain length. Roger Hurd, by the way, good to see you. I'm going to try to make it to Havasu this year too. Not as that'd just be me and maybe my kids. Not a big group ride, but I want to come down, see you, and go dirt biking there with the boys from Havasumoto. So yeah, Bailey. So I don't know if there's a chain guide specifically that drops down low. And some of those chain guides do have like 2 holes. I think it's Sherby's has 2 holes, so you can kind of cock the back down. But more than that, I would look at getting your chain long enough to put the wheel far enough back to make it work. Does that make sense? But man, 53, that's what are you running for the front? Because like I would rather, if I'm you, I would go down on the front more than going up on the back, because you go up on the back, man, you're just like putting that thing in the rocks. Now, if you need it like a 1253, then that's just the way it's going to be, and that's fine. how many holes can a moose ball take if a moose ball must be drilled? That's fun to say, Kenneth. One, in my opinion. Good morning, Morgan. Where did you get your steel pan on your workbench to do the work in? Oh, great question. Cam and Cool 587. So I had a local company bin that. So we have a place called Recla Metals. They recycle metal, as the name kind of, anyway. They recycle metal and do all kinds of other whatever, cars, all that stuff. And then they also have a fab shop, and that's who did it. I got it. It's stainless. I just gave them the dimensions. They bent it or used a brake, but they bent it up, welded it, and gave it to me. Didn't give it to me. I paid dearly for it, but it's really nice. So local company, custom built. Marshall Polson, here we go. He's asking about his YZ. Let's look. Been making good 3-ish mile loop out of the driveway. Nice, Marshall. 2020 YZ250X is a ripper. Here we go. Slow to return to idle is a lean or rich condition. Lean. If it's slow to return to idle, it is lean. So yeah, richen up that pilot jet or turn the air screw in or something like that. It's probably lean. How many moose balls can a moose ball moose if a moose ball could? Yes, Jerry Con. Random Rants, here he is, coming in from Australia. Howdy from the Yowie. Katie is all good now. She still got to sort out cane overheating when I got money. I hope springs come soon. So hot here now. Sweating and it don't stop. It's tropo time. Dude, you Australians are my favorite. Like, I can't, like, you speak English, but I can't hardly understand you. I finally wore a chain guide on a dirt bike with my own hours for once. Pretty proud of nice, Moto Creek. Nice. Let's see. I have a handlebar question from Dirt Serpent. I'm on a 2004 YZ450F. Solid bike, by the way. Really good bike. Fast. Really fast. And it has been set up with Pro Taper YZ high bars. Bringing it back to 7/8 bar to delete the riser. What's the straightest bar in 7/8? Ooh. Crap. Hopefully someone else can answer that. I do not know. I'm guessing straight. Like, do you mean straightest like sweep? Straight, like, so flat across this way or tall? Like, let me know. I don't know what you mean, but I don't know. Someone else is going to. I don't know much about 7/8 bars. Scott Gooknecht. That's a great last name. Any tips on a 14 CRF 250R hard start, great league down, spot on valve clearance? Check your fuel pump and fuel delivery of all kinds. That would probably be, since your valve clearance is good, check fuel delivery. Check your pump, check the PSI, make sure it's putting out enough, and make sure all your filters are clean. You got to be careful going too small in front of sprocket because rocks and stuff get dragged in there and cause big damage. True, Random Rants. Yeah, you do have to be careful on the front. You also have to be careful with the 25 WRs because the 12 won't fit normally. You have to I found a circlip that happened to be the right size. I don't know what it's for. It looks like a circlip maybe for holding a countershaft sprocket on from some other bike, or maybe it's for a countershaft holding a gear in place. I don't know. It was in a box of random things, but it's about 1 millimeter thick, maybe a fuzz bigger than that. I should measure it. I will measure it. I'll put it online. And it was just the right size to go over the countershaft without like binding on it. It could slide back and forth. So I slid it over, put the thing on, and it held it out great. I want to hear from everyone on their adventure bike recommendation. There we go, Two Wheels. Kenneth, yeah, there we go. Fire that in there. Jacob from Tulsa. Lovely. Do you know my kid? Have you met my kid? There in Tulsa at Tulsa Power Sports, Thomas. He's the one in the sling because of a crash. But 24 300 XCW blue fork seal with less than 20 hours on the bike. Bummer. Best seals to replace the factory ones. Any tips? So Jacob, I always call you Joe because of the Joe. Anyway, Jacob. Best seals. In my opinion, the best seals are the dual compound from SKF. I really, really like those seals a lot. They hold up well, they slide well, all that good stuff. They're kind of expensive. Honestly, normally I'm surprised that you blew a seal with less than 20 hours. Things happen though. Either bad manufacturing or bad luck. You got some mud in there. I don't know. There's lots of things that can cause that, but the stock seals are actually pretty darn good. They're not cheap anymore. They used to have a kit. It was a KTM kit that had the seals and everything in it. New dust, oil seals, and indicators, and circlips and washers. Anyway, it used to be like $50. Now it's like 85 or 90. But it's crazy. And those are SKF seals, by the way. Those are the stock seals. The black stock seals are SKF seals. They're couple things. They're not the heavy duty. They're not the dual compound, and they're just black. So they're like the green ones, the cheapest green ones. Anyway, looking for less sweep. Just to be more clear, my question. Hey, random rants, keep it real on the back wheel, mate. So yeah, less sweep. Someone else has got to, like, if they have a woods bend on 7/8, I don't know. Like Pro Taper, if Pro Taper makes a woods bend, whether it be woods medium, woods low, woods high, the woods bend from Pro Taper is very low sweep. I don't know if they make that in a 7/8. I know they do in inch and eighth. 52A James, a moose ball would moose as many moose balls as moose ball could. If a moose ball could moose balls. Installed a Ricky Stater 25 XCF 450. Already had a flywheel weight. Pressed in, bike starts and shuts off a ton when cold after a stator install. Could the extra flywheel weight and magnetism be why? Yeah, maybe. Once it warmed up, is it okay? That definitely could be, because it's stock. It's super light. All balls are Pro X clutch master cylinder rebuild kit. Best one, Pro X. James Wampler. Pro X is actually a Japanese company, and they do really good stuff. So if for the best one, that all balls seems to actually work just fine, but I know Pro X is better, and they're probably not any more expensive. Oh, here we go. Throwing out adventure bike recommendation. T7. I'm a big fan of the T7. Tropo season is when the palm fronds and the mangoes fall off the tree. Some people go bat crazy from the heat. Here you go. 52A James T7 or Touareg 660. Dirt Serpent Pro Taper SE ATV high is the model with reduced sweep compared to stock in the 7/8, designed for less pullback. You're right, but if it's ATV high, it's going to be really high. If you're not looking for tall, you don't want any of that. Just so you know. And maybe they make an ATV Pro Taper SE ATV low. Maybe, I don't know. Hey there, new to the channel. Woohoo! Thank you very much. So far, I'm loving the content. Is there a video where you go over how to determine valving changes and how to make decisions to change valving on your own? I do not have that. I'm working on maybe developing something like that as a video and stuff like that, but I don't have that right now. Honestly, Richard Marshall, 9176. One of the cool ways. Oh, there's Gigliotti. Holy crap! Yes. One of the best ways to learn that stuff is go call Solid Performance in Pennsylvania. Call those guys. Somehow get a hold of the suspension department. It's pretty tough. It can be really hard, but get a hold of the suspension department. If you can get a hold of Evan, he is the mad scientist behind their suspension department, and also I think the owner of Solid Performance, the whole business. Really cool guy. And get the KTM valving charts from him for your bike. Like if you have I don't know, even if you don't have a KTM, just buy. Just ask them. Don't buy. They usually give them out. Ask him for a valving chart from KTM, because KTM is about the only company that actually has that information available to anyone. I mean, obviously all the other companies have it available somewhere, but like, I don't know how you get it. But KTM will show you a valving chart, and it'll show you like their MX settings, their off-road settings, all these things, right? And it'll have the valving, and you can like look at that and see what they do to change for things, and then you can kind of figure that out, right? Like extrapolate that to what you want to do. But that's one good way. Elias Nassman 95. Any thoughts about GYTR flywheel weight for the WR250F? I think it'd be good. I've thought about getting one on mine because mine does still stall every now and then. Not too bad. It's better now with the fueling and ignition changes that I made, but it definitely does at times. So, Elias, like I said, if you like flywheel weights in general and you want a little more inertia on that motor, I'd say do it. And the GYTR one's gonna be good because it's gonna be, it's gonna work. Yeah, my mom says, remember thumbs up. Again, if you don't, she'll kill you. It's just a thing. Roger Herb, what about the Transalp 750? Like, is there a new, if there's a new Transalp 750, I think there might be. Dude, I love everything Honda. Let's be honest. I like Hondas a lot. I don't own one other than my XR, but I'm a big fan of Hondas. Steve Thompson coming in from Golden Valley. What's happening? I've been riding the Suzuki V-Strom 1000 as an adventure bike for cheap, and it's been awesome. Dude, Chris Wilmoth, I love... shout out to the V-Strom 1000. I like the V-Strom 1000. I had one, an 02. It was awesome. And I know a guy who's probably put more miles in the dirt and actual true adventuring because he's been all over Mexico, everywhere. Like, dude, the guy's a nut job. All on V-Strom 1000s, and he's the man. The man. Like, and so, yeah. Trop Po. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Random Rants. 640 Adventure. So Random says 950 Adventure. Also phenomenal bike. 990 Adventure is a great bike if you can get a hold of one for a reasonable price. But yeah, big fan of those. The 640 is cool, except for good luck finding parts for that. Like, at least here in the States, man, that would be brutal. Do you remember the start procedure on a 98 YZF 400 or YZ 400? Yeah, absolutely. Same as on my XR. And, yeah, absolutely. It's still a son of a gun. Good morning from Bayfield. What's up, 551? What's happening, Doc? How are you, man? Random Ranch says an adventure bike called Kane. Kane likes River Crocs. Seems to run okay when warm, wants to stall a little easier. Had a weird bog sometimes at a real low RPM. Did the 24-hour race on it. Was thinking of pulling off flywheel. Kind of annoying. Wait, Justin, which one was that? Sorry, dude. Which are you talking about? Your on the 450. That's weird. Yeah, that's weird that it was doing that. I don't know. That is weird. I mean, I've never heard of that. Maybe check into some more things. I don't know. The newer KTMs generally are really good, but man, I have seen some weird stuff on those things. So many people, so little likes. Good morning from the Emperor of Noblesville, Rich Noble. There he is. Somehow his name is ZMN1670 here on YouTube. I don't understand that. Emperor, what's happening, my man? It's good to see you here. Bjork Off-Road, TSP high compression head on a TBI Enduro at 1,000 feet, 91 octane. Good idea, or stick with medium? Oh, Bjork, that's tough. If you got to run 91 octane, you might want to stick with the medium on that at 1,000 feet, because I ran the high comp head, excuse me, up here, but then I ran it at low elevation, and it was fine, but I did notice maybe a little bit of detonation up high RPM, and it got hot, and so if you can get some race gas and run that, or just go medium. I would personally, I'd probably stick with medium. 2004 is like cheating for 1,000. Yeah, dude. Chris Wilmot talking about the DL1000 V-Strom. Very good. If your off-road ADV riding is not too technical, the Transalp would be a good choice. There you go, James. Yeah, I'm sure the Transalp is kind of like some of the other. It's probably a lot like a V-Strom, right? It's more gravel roady. Dirt Serpent clocking in for work. You bet, man. We're happy to help. Says thank you for the help, and thank you Mom, for allowing me to keep my physical health. Yes, love the gospel warrior. God bless and have a great day. You are lucky. There's Zach Farcash coming in for Happy Thursday. Yeah, let's see what else. I don't know if I. Oh, by the way, Polson, did you want me to tell you how to start that? Because I'm not going to do it here online, like during this thing. But like the short version is, kick it slowly until you get to compression, pull the decompression lever, move it just a tiny bit past that, like you'll feel it kind of go whoop, and bump past that, let out the decompression lever, and kick the living crap out of it. That's how you do it. Jay Wild, what's happening, man? What other questions you guys have? Oh, let me just brag on my kid, Ewan, who freaking crushed it this weekend at the race in Aztec. Holy crap, he leveled up big time. I really think a lot of that has to do with, first of all, his desire. He has been putting in the work. He's up early. He's out running. He's on the spin bike. He's lifting kettlebells. He's riding his bicycle, all that stuff. He's eating well. All those things are happening. That's one giant thing. The other thing is that 250F. Holy moly. The bike is freaking amazing, and I really believe that made a huge difference in his riding. It's just, the bike is more calm, not so much power, easier for him to control, and oh my goodness, was he on rails this weekend. Super happy to see that. 8th overall, beat all the AA riders. It's just nuts. Like all the A riders. It was so cool. I mean, and yeah, maybe that's sandbagging, except that he's never podiumed before, which is, so yeah, it's not sandbagging when it just happens out of nowhere. Really cool. Super psyched. Justin Haynes, Callahan. Also going to check the fuel pump. Good idea. But it ran perfect before I installed the stator. Maybe swap stators back just to see. Yeah, there you go, Justin. That is a great idea. Just swap stators real fast. And see, the other thing, Justin, is it could be, and I don't know. I'm a big fan of Ricky Stater. They've done a really good job. You know, all that's what was in my 23 300. All those things, right? But they could have messed up. That Stater might be weak on something. All right, I don't know. All it does is charge the thing, but I don't know. So maybe check all that stuff, which is a bummer. And so if you just swap stators, that'll eliminate that. It won't tell you for sure if it's bad, but it could, the magnetism and all that drag could be part. I don't know. You know what I mean? Marshall pulls. I have 35 acres backed up to 800 acres to be along Adobe with hills and scrub brush. Let's organize an event. Yes, Marshall, that's a great idea. Let's organize an event here. Let's figure that out. We'll talk. Oh yeah, Scott Coughlin. Nice of Zach getting you the Wilton Vice. Hard work paying off for you and for sure. Yeah, no, huge, nice work for Zach getting me a Wilton Vice. I think it's because he feels bad since he's leaving for the National Guard, and he called it my late birthday present. But I think it's the I feel bad for you present. So I very much appreciate it. It's a beautiful Vice, and I'm so lucky to have it. Like, I'm really psyched. It's awesome. Colossians 3:16. Okay, Kenneth, that's going to be our verse at the end here. 1 second. I'm going to get there so I don't forget. We're not done yet, guys, though. Keep asking questions. Sorry. Boy. There we go. Oh, look at that. I've already got it. No, do I? No. There we go. Okay, so that will be our thing. Solo blooper. That's awesome. Where's the best place to buy springs for my 24 300 XCW for my weight? From Intech USA. Call Intech. They will give you their weight suggestions. And they are the guys. They sell Q springs. Hands down, so far, I've tried lots of springs, not all of them. I've tried lots of springs. So far, Q is the best springs I've used, and they are really good. You ever seen the military XR650L Honda with the diesel engine? I have not. I've seen the KLR, the Kawasaki with the diesel. It's not. So it looks like a KLR 650. It's not made by Kawasaki. It's copied. But no, I have not seen the XR one. That would be awesome. Oh yeah, here we go. Random rants. Great addition to Marshall's question about starting the YZ400. Do not touch the throttle. Don't even look. That's 100% true because that accelerator pump will flood that thing. So yeah. Do you see Beta catching up in the hard enduro game? Like their bikes are good for hard enduro already. Like their bikes are really good for hard enduro already. I really like the motor on the Beta. It vibrates, blah blah blah, whatever. I don't love that. I mean, the KTM is smoother and better that way. But the grunt and the low end power in the Beta is already really good. The question is the suspension and their support. Like, I think if they had the money to pay someone, they could probably bring someone on board that would do some winning for them, or at least, podium and things like that. I think the fact that they're just a small company, they can't afford that. That's probably part of the reason. Part of the situation is actually not because their bikes aren't good enough to compete at the top, but because they just don't have the money for support. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there, but that's my thought. But I think Betas are, I'm not going to buy another one anytime soon, but like they're good bikes. And I do really like the carburetor, the fact you can put a Kickstarter on them still. And I like that low grunt of the motor for hard enduro. I don't like it for my kind of riding. I like more zippy bikes. And I should have tried the RX. I mean, they're blah, blah, blah. There's lots of things. I get it. But the RR wasn't for me because the reality is I'm just not a hard enduro guy. Justin Callahan says, you got to stop with the trick suspension parts. You're about to cost me a fortune. Just kidding. I love the suspension content. Justin, I know. Those freaking things are so freaking cool. I'm excited. We're going to be installing the Motero stuff onto my kids' YZ50F very, very soon. So stay tuned. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. Roger said they raced one of the killers in San Felipe without stopping for fuel. 250. Dude, that's awesome. Many riders have expressed that their chassis feels stiff and not a tight turn radius on the Betas. That's true. Although you can fix the tight turn radius with, the new ones, the 24s and up are fixed. It turns tight now. But the chassis, the problem is the KYB that they put on that chassis is not. Yeah. It's just not that good for hard enduro. It's great for going fast, but it's not great for hard enduro. I don't know that it's like, I don't know. There's probably a combination of things causing that. But hey, it's 8 o'clock. I gotta go. Punk Rock Club. You're my favorite people on earth. I love the Punk Rock Club more than I love everybody else. So take that. It's just like my mom loves me the most. Yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. Let's do the quick Colossians 3:16. Leave you guys with the Bible verse. Let the message about Christ in all its richness fill your lives. Teach and counsel each other with all the wisdom he gives. Sing psalms and hymns of spiritual songs to God with thankful hearts. Thank you, Kenneth, for that one. Thank you, God, for this amazing world that we live in. Thank all of you for watching these videos. If it weren't for you, I couldn't do this. I wouldn't do this. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Members, especially thank you for contributing financially. It makes a big, big difference. I'm really trying to get this thing into a full, legit business that can allow me to do even cooler things. So hopefully we can make that happen. Tell your friends, get this subscribers up, all that good stuff. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and most importantly, I hope that what we're doing here at Highland Cycles is inspiring you guys to work on, but more importantly, get out and ride your dirt bikes!